I love the 8078s because they were the last of the hand-wired Neves. It's kind of the last of that history, and it's always special to kind of revive a part of that history, especially considering I think there's probably less than 50 of them out there.
I was at Dockside Studio out around Lafayette area working with a Sacred Steel gospel band called the Lee Boys. And they have a really beautiful 8058 at Dockside, a Neve, similar to ours. And I was working on it, and the sound of it was, I don't know, it just kind of hit me. I was like, we really need a console that sounds like this in New Orleans. Because, a few studios have closed since then, but at the time, there wasn't any Neve studios at all, nothing like actually in New Orleans proper. I think that was my main inspiration, was to bring that console sound to New Orleans.
I think with Matt, the situation was kind of unique because I believe he had gone out to Electric Ladyland Studios and had seen the desks that we had restored at that time and installed there in Electric Lady in their Studio A. Fantastic room, and the desk came out beautiful. I believe Matt had seen that desk and he had just purchased his 8078, and he was like, I want you guys to do it like that.
Matt shipped the Neve out to us. We got him the tech report and, what we could do to the desk. From what we consider standard servicing to our premium servicing, which is bringing the desk back to as close to new as possible. Cleaning out all the wire looms, silk screening all the EQ panels, and anything that needs to be touched gets touched. Fully recapping the channels, every module, recapping the power supplies. So, we presented it to Matt, and thankfully he said yeah, and we went for it, completely refurbished the desk, and got it back to as close to new as humanly possible.
I think the console deserves that, it's a beautiful piece of history, and it wasn't in bad shape before, it came out of a working studio where it got dings and where things wore off. I thought it was time to just make it perfect and beautiful again, so we redid the wood, we put in automation system, upgraded up the flying faders too. Vintage King made all new face plates for the faders because, the original ones with the automation system wouldn't fit. So, it was a huge overhaul.
On a normal large frame Neve or API or Helios, the amount of hours tend to range between 400 and 500 hours. This particular desk went a little longer due to some other things we added. We added a Flying Faders 2 system, in addition to carrying out some other modifications and or replacement of the woodwork that had been changed out at some point in its life to period correct mahogany side cheeks and top panel.
A lot goes into it, so we try to let Matt know and send pictures of the progress. When the desk was being staged for servicing, I think we sent him a couple of photos. And as the desk was nearing completion, sending him the Flying Fader 2 system installed and just showing him the faceplates and all that stuff. I mean, it's important, and it lets him know we're working on it. We're in there, we're doing what we do. I mean, the amount of care and detail and parts that go into this, I mean, this desk should be purring for the next 20 years without any issues. Easy.
I think it's critical to have people that pay attention to small details when dealing with something like, a 40-channel console, and we put in brand new patch bays on it. I mean, the ones that were on there were, all hacked up and just have been changed over the years. So there's so many little things, watching them commission this desk and doing all this wiring. It's, if these guys weren't on top of it to make sure things were 100% perfect, there would be a definite recipe for disaster, because there's just so many variables that could go wrong if you don't stay on top of it, make sure everything's right. And I think people are gonna be blown away by this console.
To know, the care and the detail that Matt has put into this place now that I've been down here and seen it, this desk is so right for this room. It's such a good home for it, and I can't wait to hear the records that are cut on this desk and mix through it.